Hi guys, Chris and PJ here live in the Dream Giveaway Garage.
Happy Monday, Christopher.
I'm glad that we're back. Where were you on Friday, PJ?
I was playing hooky.
Playing hooky.
It's just too nice of a day, you know. The beach is calling.
You're going to the principal's office next time you play hooky.
That's right. Well, when you're here where we are, it's tough to ignore those beaches.
Especially on a Friday.
That's right.
Hope you guys had a great weekend wherever you are.
Chris, what do you got behind you here? You got everything set up since I
Well,
last
talk
left.
about Fridays. I don't think either of us can take this Friday off, PJ.
No, that's for sure.
Because we have the awards ceremony for the Classic Fords. Look at that 65K code in front of that 77 F-150 Custom 4x4. Both of them stick shift cars. In fact, today everything we'll talk about will be stick shifts. Maybe.
Really?
Maybe.
The truck, the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too bad nobody can win those, though, Chris.
Well, that's right.
And a lot of people complain. They say, oh, it takes forever for one of your giveaways to end.
It's ended.
That one has.
7 days left for you guys to enter to win another stick shift car. Roll that camera over that way.
Going across this
Pan
way
it.
here.
Pan it.
All right. Look at that, Chris.
That's so amazing.
Stick shift.
A stick shift, 6-speed, one of 104 wide body Challenger last calls, Hellcats, made with a stick shift in 2023. Remember, there were none in 2024, and I don't know if you guys have seen the new Charger that's out, the new generation Charger. I think they're going to retool it to put Hemis in them. That's what I'm thinking.
So last call is no longer last call?
Well, no, because this is the Challenger. The new one is the Charger. It's a whole new body. They're not selling a whole lot of those electrics. Go figure, right?
That's right. Roger says, congratulations, Stevens M. from Tennessee.
Stevens M. from Tennessee.
Friday.
He'll be here on Friday, getting the keys and the titles. And no, he's not driving either one all the way back to Tennessee. He'll get them transported.
Yeah.
Probably the safer thing to do. He and I talked about it, and I said, well, could I drive them? I said, sure you could, but it's not you that I'm worried about. It's not the vehicles you're driving that I'm worried about. It's everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, so he said, yeah, you're right. I better get them transported. But let's, we've talked a whole lot about classic cars. When you find the build sheet that proves that it was built a certain way, that build sheet, broadcast sheet, tank sticker, whatever you call it.
They're pretty old usually, and the car's tucked away somewhere.
Correct, under the seat, above the gas tank, sometimes stuck up underneath the dash. Look what I found.
This is not a classic car yet.
Not a classic car.
Yet.
Look what I found.
Where did you find this?
It was
under the seat?
It was stuff somewhere.
Okay, what are we looking at here?
This is
like a Docs Matrix paper.
Right. They're using their Apple Image Writer, I guess.
Unbelievable.
Look at this. So this is a broadcast sheet.
But what is it?
It's a broadcast sheet for this Hellcat wide body. They're still doing broadcast sheets on paper. I'm just flabbergasted that they're still doing it. Now, there's not as many boxes as you'd have in a broadcast sheet on, let's say, a Chevelle, but some interesting stuff here. So we can see it's a Hellcat wide body. We can see the date of production here, November 1st of 2023 at the time. No garnish. What's that mean? There's no parsley in this?
I guess so.
Okay, no parsley in here, though it would kind of go color coordinated with it.
But it does have the sublime green right there.
Sublime green, country US. Front light harness, map light, no. Front door speaker gives you the code for that. Not sure on all of these. DLO. Glass rear window. No, not that, because there's definitely glass there. I'm not sure what that means. If anybody has ever decoded one of these, chime in. Also down here, you can see the tire size, 305 35 020. It's kind of neat. Nothing on the back. And this one is the same thing. So I found two broadcast sheets. Do you know, in 50 years, somebody is going to be looking for this piece of paper. So if you're the winner, please keep it in the car, keep it in the trunk or wherever it is.
Well, Kathy said we should laminate that so the winner in his dock so that in 50 years he can amaze people. I swear that's what she said.
You know, and she's probably correct on that. This is just so interesting. Have you guys ever seen one of these? Drive, left-hand drive, so you know that this is for U.S. They must have ones that they send to overseas, to the UK maybe?
Right.
That a right-hand drive? I don't know. Anyway, so there we go on that, the broadcast sheet.
Jay says I would drive this Hellcat back to California.
Well, that you could do, but I'd still be so careful. And look, there's not a speck on this. You really want to drive it on all those, and I've driven those roads. Some of them haven't been updated in a while.
Right, and that vinyl's not dirt. That's just vinyl.
Yeah, that's
about
just
specs on
vinyl. Pretty brand new tires on here. But listen, there's something about that road trip experience. So if you win and if you tell me, Chris, I'm going to drive it back to California, then we're going to give you a temp tag for 30 days, and you could take your time getting back to the Golden State.
Mike says, this Hellcat is 3-pedal Armory approved. Army approved.
3 pedals indeed, because that clutch pedal in there. 717 horsepower, the most horsepower you could get with a 6-speed manual Hellcat. So rare. Only 104 of them were produced in last year's production. Anything magical happening here on the VIN number? Nope, not really. It's not like a 001 or anything.
Just a lot of numbers there. And if you forget how much horsepower it has.
If you forget, or if the guy next to you who's looking over is wondering how much horsepower you have, then you got it right there. If for any reason if you're trying to go a little more stealth, this is a wrap and this can come off.
If you were wondering, Glass RR refers to railroad lanterns with markings on the glass. These markings can be logos, names, or initials, and they may be wheel cut, etched, sandblasted, or cast into the glass. The value of a globe with railroad markings depends on the market demand and the specific railroad name on it.
I don't think...
That's what Kathy said.
Okay, Kathy, I'm not going to argue with you. Other neat features here. No sunroof. And I've got to be honest with you.
Got more room for the green.
If there's one thing I can guarantee you with a sunroof, if you keep it long enough, it's going to leak. Haha, just like a T-top.
Yeah.
So it's so nice.
My wife has a sunroof. We haven't even opened it yet, and I don't think we ever will.
How many miles? I have one in the Buick. I don't think I've ever opened it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like, I've got a sunroof. Don't use it.
JP says back to Bentonville, Arkansas with this one.
Bentonville, Arkansas. You could go to that big Walmart corporate parking lot and stand out there and go, ha, I won it at Dream Giveaway. What an amazing car. Yeah, this is our 0 to 60 Dream Giveaway, in case you have not noticed.
We should call it a 0 to 7 right now.
Should call it the 0 to 7 giveaway. That's a good one, PJ, because you have 7 days left to enter. The entire giveaway, only 61 days. That's not as catchy a slogan as 0 to 60, but that's how many days you had in it.
Well, tomorrow we can say
a 0 to 6 Dream Giveaway.
That's right.
And then 0 to 5, so on and so forth until a week.
But if you haven't gotten tickets yet for this, really, I mean,
really need
7
to get them
days.
Out. That's right. And I'm sure Kathy has a code she's just dying to give you. Go ahead, right. Kathy. Don't die, but give them.
Mel says, let's see those 2 vets. Oh, we've got 2 sets of 2 vets.
You know what? We now have a Corvette row. I'm so glad that somebody pointed this out.
You're right. Look at that. There's 5 different Corvettes.
5 different Corvettes over here in Corvette row.
The 2 right here, the 2015.
So Road and Track will be the next giveaway to end after 0 to 60. We've got the Classic Corvette Dream Giveaway. Stunning car. Top flight, 19,000 original mile, 427, silver pearl, 66, convertible. Yes, it's a 4-speed and a posi track. Next to that, you can see the difference there. Little resto mod action happening on that 64 with the Stinger hood and the 502 big block. And that's paired with the brand new 2025 Z06.
Yeah, good stuff on that row over there.
Corvette row. This is the first time we've ever had a Corvette row. Right. And if you're British, no, don't have a row with a Corvette.
That's right.
You'd have to be British to get that joke.
Mike says 1 week and it's over. Get those tickets, support those charities. Appreciate that, Mike.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. So again, next two to end, 0 to 60. And right over here, Road and Track, C7 and C8. And you can be like Stevens M for the great state of Tennessee, who on Friday will be standing here with me. I better start warming up those windmills.
That's right.
So that he can get the keys and the title to his grand prize.
Seriously, people be learning how to take off with using a clutch, says Cindy and Jerry Walls.
That's right. And you know, it's not often that we give away a modern vehicle with a millennial anti-theft device.
called a clutch.
Called a clutch. All right, guys. That's enough joking around for today. We'll see you tomorrow with more great fun, more great action, more great grand prizes. It only happens right here in our absolute favorite place on earth.